to the channel. It's Miss May here, One Fab Teacher. Those of you that are new here, you might want to go and check out my previous video about tackling paperwork. Last week I talked about the stress of how as teachers we have so much paperwork and amounts of it, and it can just be so discouraging, and you can feel so defeated and so overwhelmed. And I just explained in that video what I use to help me tackle that paperwork. This video today is just all about how I organize one of my binders, and this binder is my guided reading binder. So if you want to see what Miss May puts inside this little thing, stay tuned. Alright guys, so here's the front cover of my guided reading binder, and it just says Miss May's Guided Reading Binder, first grade 2018 to 2019. God has my back, and that's all I need. So once you open up the binder, you will see this, I call it a cover page, just a nice reminder of my purpose, because for me personally, some days I just get a little frustrated, feel a little defeated, and this is just a great reminder to let me know that I'm doing God's will and I'm here for these kids, and at the end of the day it's not about me, it's about them. So I just created that, and then behind that is this sheet that I keep all year long in this binder. And this is a Fountas and Pinnell instructional level graph sheet. And this was created by kindercolors.com. And basically you just graph your kiddos during the beginning to mid-year and at the end. And hopefully they're where they need to be by the end of the year as first graders. So I keep that sheet, and as you can see, I keep it in a protective sleeve because that stays in there, and anytime I need it I just take it out and put it back in. And then moving on to the next page, this is my guided reading groups page, and really all this is just how I organize my groups. And as for this year, my groups are going to be called the Sweetie Pies, Kind Minds, Fab Peeps, and my Happy Campers. And then these are this is in a sleeve as well. So when you take this out, these are little flaps that can come off. You just write on them, and then you can move kids where they need to be moved to if they move groups. But I keep that in a protective sleeve so that the flaps don't come off. But that's how I organize how my groups are. And then on the back of that is just the levels, and then it gives you what you can teach. Just a good guide to create your lesson plans. Now I create my lesson plans based on, I can use this, and then we use what they call the Fountas and Pinnell continuum. Moving on, another item that's in a protective sheet is just a running record cheat sheet. And basically it's just a cheat sheet for you, because sometimes you may forget, you know, how to score something, or if there's an error or not an error when a kid is reading. So I like to keep this handy dandy, because sometimes, you know, we do forget. And on the back of that is just the meaning, the structure, and the visual cheat sheet. Now this right here, this is my guided reading schedule. So this is just like a mock schedule. So I have my days of the week here, and then these are the groups that I meet with. I usually meet with 3 groups per day, which is pretty good. Sometimes I can get 4 in depending on the day, but normally it's just 3 groups. And this is just a schedule for me to refer to. And those are my items that are all in protective sheets. Oh, and something that I forgot to mention back, let's see, back here with groups. Now, some people may say, Miss May, you know, I may have more than 4 groups. I might have 5 groups, and that's perfectly fine. What I do is I just take this and I put the same one on the back. So then I would have 4 groups and then my 1 group, you know, my added group number 5. So that's something that you can do with that. These dividers I got from let's see. I got these from Target for 99 cents. I also have, wanted to show you, I got these from the dollar store for $1. This divider, it says calendar at a glance. And basically what this is I just have calendars here for the school year. And what I do is I put, let me turn this over. Basically what I do is I just put in my groups who I'm meeting with for the month. Then also I like to mark who has been absent from group. So if someone missed group and they weren't able to be there, then I mark it on here so that I can see it at a glance, and I keep it for my records. And then once I'm finished with the month, I just put it to the back and then just continue on with the next month. And I just like to have that record for myself, and then you just never know when you might need something like that. The next one is my running record plan, and basically what this is, I'll turn this over. Basically what this is just my guided reading group plan. So for example, Monday through Friday, and I have the group and the running record. So basically the group that I'm meeting with and then the running record that I'm going to do on them, I put there just so that I'm making sure that I know who I have a running record on, who I still need a running record on. My goal is to always, the goal is to always get a running record on a kiddo once a week. So the next tab is just basically running records. Now, these running records here are just plain and simple and to the point. I really like these because they're just simple. And there's a front and a back. The next tab is kid watching. And then the tab behind that is fluency. Page is basically this. Reading, conferring. When I confer with my kiddos for the week, I like to confer with them. Basically, I like to see what they're reading for independent reading, how they're how they're doing independently, how they're choosing just right books. So this is my conferring page, and there's a front and a back so that I have all of my kiddos. And I just keep those inside the binder as well. And then lastly is the fluency page. There's nothing back there, but I know my school, we're really getting heavy onto fluency this school year, so I have a tab for that. Now, these bad boys here. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. These dividers are pretty, but I don't think these dividers are gonna make it for the whole school year. That's why I picked up these bad boys. Just because they're pretty, but that's just about it. I think when I keep flipping like that, yeah, that's not flowing right for me. So I'm gonna switch those dividers out. But I just want to share with you, these tabs hold all of my groups. So the first tab, this group, their paper is white. This group, their paper is blue. This group is green. And then this group is purple. So it's the same lesson plan, it's just different colored paper. And then on the back, I've put the kiddos' names, and then this is how I take my notes. I just take notes on what I observe for the whole week. But that's how I take my anecdotal notes for kiddos, things that I observe. Now, this template came from Deanna Jump. I'll put a link in the description box below of her guided reading. And basically what I did is I just recreated it with the font that I wanted and added a little bit of different, but it's pretty much the exact same format that she has. So I'll put a link to her product in the description box. So then lastly, my loves, we have all of these UB tabs, and these are for every single student. So each student's going to get one of these with their name on it. And then basically all I do is after I finish a running record on a kiddo, I just put their running record behind it. And basically that's just really all that's for, is just to hold their documentation for their running records. That's really all it is. And then there's nothing else on the back. And that's my guided reading binder, loves. I hope this helps you out. All right, guys, so that was my guided reading binder, and I just wanted to share with you and let you know that it took me a while to figure out how I wanted to set up my binder and what I wanted inside. I just know in my years of experience, I've been so caught up on I've been so caught up on, well, my colleagues have their binders this way, so my binder needs to look like their binder, and that's not the case. You have to do what works for you. As long as you are meeting with your groups and taking notes and doing your job, it doesn't matter what's inside the binder, as long as you're doing what you need to do to help those kids become successful. Because what might work for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me, and the things I have in my binder you may not want in your binder, and vice versa. You just have to go out there and you have to search for things and use things that work for you. And I will say Pinterest is a great source to go to, and you type in whatever it is you feel like you need or want inside your binders, type it in, and I guarantee you're gonna find something to fit your needs. The goal is to find it and to do it. So don't get caught up or hung up on, well, my binder doesn't look like Miss May's. It's not really about what looks like what. What it's really about is what works for you to help these kids be successful. So I just don't want you to feel pressure on, oh, I have to have a binder like this. I will say get yourself some dividers, because whatever information you put in your binder, I do feel like dividers definitely help organize the information. I hope you find this video well, and until next time, stay prayerful and thankful, and don't forget to always pray, because you guys know God will always, always truly make a way. I love you. See you next time. Bye.